All right, Rabbosai, good morning. Let us begin. So we are picking up still in Tzidkas Hatzaddik in Os Chof Gimel, and we are picking up with the various mishmoros. So we left off yesterday with the klovim, b'shnia. So on page Nun Beis, on the handout of the PDF, in the PDF that I sent out, page Nun Beis, and let's take a look. Let's actually go through it in the Bi'urei HaChasidus, which is on page Nun Beis, left-hand column, bottom of the left-hand column. You see that letter Beis. Ubishaga Shnia, the second time that the Ribono Shalom roars, the second time the Kadosh Baruch Hu cries out. And remember again, it's that double cry. It's the cry of the children who have been exiled by their father, and the cry of the father who has exiled his children. The existential pain of the Ribono Shalom as a result of having to send us into Golus. So therefore, again, says the Rebbe, says the Gemara, on that, how do you know, what's the sign in this world of that second shift, of that second mishmar? Klavim tzoakim, the dogs bark. The dogs bark. So says Reb Tzaddik, Ubishaga shniya shakadosh baruch hu shoeg, nikeres pe'ulaso shal shagazu, rak biklavim hatzoakim ubochim. So the dogs cry out, the dogs bark, during this second mishmar. Now, what does this mean? Sha'al af sha'klavim heim hachunmim biyoser mimena behemas. Now, remember again, in the first mishmar, which was the donkeys braying, so Reb Tzaddik understood that the symbolism in that was that even the most chumri, even the most physical, even the most material entity has the ability to feel the tsar, the pain of the Shekhinah. The pain of the Shekhinah. So now, what's the deeper meaning, or what's the symbolism of the kelev of the dog? So again, now writes the Rebbe, he says, "Sheyishbo b'kelev tzad echad d'kedusha." Even though again the dog is considered to be one of the baser, more lowly animals, Lamai said the dog has a maila over the chamar. The dog still has some type of elevated status over the donkey. Where does that come from? This is incredible. I'm on page Nun Gimel now, and it's still in the Bi'urei Chasidus. So what's the maila? What's the level? What's the attribute that the dog has over the donkey? This is incredible. The Gemara says, if you see dogs who are joyous, dogs who are playful, that's a sign that Eliyahu Hanavi is coming to the city. So somehow dogs have a keen awareness, like a sixth sense of Eliyahu Hanavi. So if the dogs are joyous, the dogs are happy, that's a sign that Eliyahu Hanavi is coming to the city. Okay? Vim klavim bochim, and what if dogs are crying or dogs are sad? They feel that the angel of death is nearby. So dogs possess this awareness for Eliyahu Hanavi, Malach HaMavis. Hare, sheyish lehem hargosha beruchnius. Uma shebekocham lahargish es Eliyahu Hanavi. So this is incredible. So apparently, as we work our way kind of up the animal kingdom, so whereas the donkeys are considered to be the lowliest of animals, beasts of burden, but even those beasts of burden, even those totally material entities, are still capable of experiencing and feeling the Ribono Shalom. The dogs apparently are on a higher level, right? That the dogs have the ability, mamish, to perceive Eliyahu Hanavi in time, right when they're joyous, and Hamalach HaMavis. So we'll say, what's this pshat, right? What does this mean? He says, Hare Yeshlim Hargasha Baruchnius. I just want to point out, we're going to get to it obviously, but I know that you know this already. The Tzaddik is not here really talking to us, educating us about the animal kingdom, right? Remember again, this is going to sound a little bit coarse at first, but whatever applies to the animal kingdom applies to us as well. What we're saying over here is that obviously, if the animals have the ability to have this level of God awareness and have this ability to feel the pain of the Shekhinah and to interact with the Shekhinah, then of course, again, we have that same ability as well. So that's where all of this is going. So now look what he writes over here. Now, why is it that the dogs have the ability, why does a dog have the ability to perceive Eliyahu Hanavi? so strange, right? Meaning, the Gemara never says human beings don't necessarily have the ability to perceive Eliyahu Hanavi, right? Eliyahu Hanavi could be standing right next to me, right? Cloaked as a complete stranger, as an ordinary person, and I would never know. Yet, the dogs have the ability to perceive Eliyahu Hanavi. So what's the pshat? He goes on, he says, Mipnei shehim shayochim mebechina misuyemes l'shoresh Eliyahu Hanavi mitzat hakdusha shebemidasam. This is a wild statement. Reb Tzaddik says because the dogs have the ability to feel and to perceive Eliyahu Hanavi. Why? Because on some level, the dog and Eliyahu Hanavi stem from the same attribute of Kedusha. Okay? What is it? Listen to this. This is really incredible. The osios kelev bigematria nun beis kemo osios Eliyahu. So Kelev, dog, right, is 52, which is the same numerical value as Eliyahu. Okay. Ayin Perish Perek Shira B'Sidra Rabbi Yavitz Shemevar Shiyish Be'Eliyahu Achizas Kelev de Kedusha. We'll say, what's the connection between the Kelev, right, and Eliyahu Hanavi? This is incredible. Hainu Mishahu Kulo Leiv Amitz Be'emuna. So we'll say, this is actually incredible. Reb Tzaddik over here is quoting from the Yavitz, who's explaining that, remember, every word in Lashon HaKodesh, like we just saw this by the donkey, right? You saw by the donkey is called the Chamar. And we saw yesterday that word Chamar is not just a random name, but the word Chamar itself, Chumrios, materialism. So he says, what's the word Kelev? Kelev is a contraction, Reb Tzaddik, or he quotes over here from the Yavitz, suggests of two words, Kulo Leiv, all heart, or Kol Leiv, complete heart. That apparently, I guess, in the animal kingdom, so a dog demonstrates an allegiance and fidelity to its master that is unique within the animal kingdom. Again, you'll Google this. I'm sure we could, and I don't think we need to fact check Reb Tzaddik, but I'm sure it's apparently, again, the animal, so the Kelev is Kulo Leiv. It's all heart. It gives its heart to its master, right? It's fully meshubed to the master. It's all in the relationship with the master. So interestingly enough, who else was like this? This is going to sound strange, but who was like this? Eliyahu Hanavi. We'll say, again, just as an interesting aside, there was Eliyahu Hanavi and Moshe Rabbeinu were both Nevi'im, both servants of the Ribono Shel Olam. Wherein lies the distinction between Moshe and Eliyahu? So interestingly enough, the Chazal speak about this. Moshe Rabbeinu was a fierce advocate for Klal Yisrael, a fierce advocate, right? Fierce advocate. And whenever Klal Yisrael got in trouble, even though it was clear that they were in the wrong, he still advocated on their behalf. Eliyahu Hanavi was a little bit different. Eliyahu Hanavi's primary fidelity and allegiance was with the Ribono Shel Olam. And so when Klal Yisrael sinned, Eliyahu Hanavi sometimes gave up on them. This is why, by the way, we have the beautiful minhag today in Klal Yisrael to go ahead and set up a kisei shel Eliyahu by a bris milah. Why does Eliyahu Hanavi have to come to a? Why is he coming to? Why Eliyahu? Why not Moshe Rabbeinu? Why not someone else? Elamai, because the Gemara says that Eliyahu Hanavi told HaKadosh Baruch Hu ki avracha es brischa. Klal Yisrael violated your bris. They violated your bris. Eliyahu Hanavi told God, Klal Yisrael, they're done with you. And the HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Eliyahu Hanavi, really, they're done with me? I'll show you that they're not. Even though they make mistakes, even though they mess up quite frequently and often, nevertheless, they still maintain their relationship with you. V'haraya bris milah. See, Eliyahu Hanavi is forced to attend every single bris milah to show that he was wrong. You said Klal Yisrael was down and out. You said Klal Yisrael was over. You said they violated the bris. You have a front seat to every single bris milah. Eliyahu Hanavi was kulo leiv to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you both say, Moshe Rabbeinu had a little bit of a split heart, right? Which was beautiful. His heart was partially with Klal Yisrael, advocating on their behalf all the time, even though they were in the wrong. And his heart was to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He had a split heart. Eliyahu Hanavi was kulo leiv. He had a complete, his heart was totally to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore says Reb Tzaddik, that's the connection between Eliyahu and the Kelev, right? The Kelev, not only Bigimatria is the same as Eliyahu, but the Kelev is Kulo Leiv, is all heart to the master. Eliyahu HaNavi was Kulo Leiv to his master. We'll have to stop over here. We'll pick up in where Reb Tzaddik is going to take this, right? And how ultimately, again, this is going to impact us. And Mir Hashem, we will see on Monday. Shkoyach.